My name is Stephen Savlov, and we're here at the home of Anne McCary to talk about who she is and where she's from, and also we're going to talk a little bit about Black History Month. So let's get started. And Annie, where are you from?
I am from a little town called Plantersville, Alabama, which is about 18 miles outside of Selma.
Outside of Selma.
Yes.
And so there was a lot of activity in the 60s around that area.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you recall?
Well, I recall a lot of the marches in Selma, the Montgomery marches, and also school integration. So there was a lot of stuff going on at the same time.
Oh, okay. So you're one of how many children?
I am one of 16. My birth order is 13.
Oh, okay. Okay. So how was it growing up in such a large family?
It was actually wonderful. It was actually, I grew up in a community because there were so many of us. We had our own community. So there was always someone to talk to. There was always someone to play with. There was always something to do because we grew up on a farm and there was plenty of outdoor land and safety. We didn't have to worry about playing in the streets. We just ran out and played in the fields.
So did you ever drive a tractor?
No.
Okay. Well, you know, sometimes the kids on the farm, you know, use the farm equipment.
Well, interesting because we were farmers and my dad didn't have a tractor, so he plowed the mules.
Ah,
so that's
the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way, yes.
So when did you start school?
I started school, elementary school. I believe I was at age 6 years old because that's the age when you can actually start elementary school.
So was this a large school, small school?
It was a very small community school, very small segregated school. And it was actually a 3-room schoolhouse. First and second grade shared one room, third and fourth grade shared another room, and fifth and sixth grade shared another room.
Okay. But you said it was segregated.
Absolutely very segregated.
Yeah.
My first 6 years of schooling were in a segregated school. Yes.
Okay. Now, what kind of activities did you have when you were a little kid, like in elementary school? What did you do in terms of activities?
In terms of activity, we did stuff like hopscotch, jump ball, those kinds of things. And here we go around the mulberry bush and those kinds of things. That outdoorsy activities.
Now, did you have like a best friend?
I did. I had several best friends.
Okay.
Yeah, we got along very, very well.
Great.
And the interesting thing about best friends is because all of our families were so large, it was very common for my best friend or any of our best friends to be our cousins. Because we're in a very tight-knit community.
Yeah.
Everybody knew everybody. Everybody went to school together. So it was very easy to be in touch with our good friends.
So your mom and dad, they were very busy with the farm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And my dad actually worked the farm as well as he also was employed by the railroad. So he actually worked for the Southern Railroad where he laid the railroad tracks as well.
Wow. Okay. And after elementary school, you went where?
I went to junior high school. And it was right around the time that I went to junior high that the state of Alabama mandated school integration.
Oh, okay.
So my junior high school year was the beginning of integration.
And what was that like?
It was, initially it was very traumatic, very, very traumatic for all. And the reason it was traumatic for me is because I don't remember having any warning or any preparation. It was school started and the state of Alabama closed all of the black schools and bused everybody to the white schools.
Oh, okay.
And the traumatic part of it for me was in the classroom setting, where the classrooms, the whites sit on one side of the classroom and the blacks sit on the other side of the classroom. And the teacher didn't want us there any more than we wanted to be there. So the teachers had a rough time. So the first couple of years, the teachers would teach only to the side where the white students were. So there was never any teaching to the side where the black students were.
Really? What was that like?
It was horrible. It was traumatic.
Yeah.
Because I was a very scholarly student. I got A's and B's throughout
Right.
I was in the spelling bee, so
Right.
I was very academically smart. And I didn't get any feedback on my homework. We did homework assignments, but the teacher never acknowledged our homework or gave us
Really?
any grades for the homework. So that's the kind of trauma that kind of stings and stayed with me for a very long time.
So did that change, let's say, when you went to high school?
We stayed at the same school for
Okay.
junior high and high. And so after a year or so, things started to settle down a little bit, and they did get better.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you engage in any activities in high school?
Yes, in high school, I ran a little bit of track and field, played a little bit of softball, a little bit of basketball.
Right.
So those are mainly physical ed type of activities where
Right.
we really had to do something.
Yeah. But most of your time was working on the farm, wasn't it?
Exactly, exactly. And the other part of that is once our school day was over, then we came home and we had to work in the fields.
Right.
So it was a 13, 14, 15-hour day, many
Wow.
days for all of us.
It must have been hard to get up in the morning.
No, not really. That was the easy part.
Okay.
We didn't have alarm clocks, but we had chickens.
Oh, okay.
And so when the rooster would crow in the morning,
Yeah.
that was our alarm clock to get up.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a built-in alarm clock. You don't
Yes.
even have to worry about electricity or batteries.
Right, exactly.
So after high school, what did you do?
After high school, I left Alabama.
And that was what, 18 or 17?
At 17. I graduated high school in 1972, and I left Alabama and came to California.
And what brought you to California?
What brought me to California, we have this, my brother was living here. So because we were a large family, we had like I guess you call it an attrition, where the older ones would reach out to the younger ones as they graduated high school. And so when I graduated from high school, my brother that lived in California extended an invitation for me to come to California to see if I liked it. And he said to me, if you like it, you can stay. If you don't like it, then you have to figure out a way to get back home.
Right.
So
Right.
that was an inspiration for me to at least explore California and decide whether I really liked it or not.
Now, did you go to school in California?
I did. I started as soon as I could in Long Beach City College, is where my brother lived, in the city of Long Beach. And I started taking classes at Long Beach City College studying nursing.
Oh.
So I went through the nursing program at Long Beach City College, got my nursing degree. I went on to Chapman College and got my registered nursing degree. And I went on through the University of Phoenix, Southern California, and got my master's and my nurse practitioner.
You were very motivated.
Yes, yes.
Very much a self-starter.
Yes.
You knew what you wanted.
I didn't want to go back to Alabama.
So, along the way, where did you meet your husband?
I met my husband, actually my current husband, I met him online.
Okay.
We met on a dating site called Black People Meet.
Oh, okay.
And so we connected there, and we've been married now for 7 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
And when you finished when you finished University of Phoenix, you must have gone to work as a nurse?
I did. I worked as a nurse for many years, and when I completed the nurse practitioner training, I worked in a family practice in Inglewood for a period of time.
Okay.
And then I retired from LA County USC Medical Center, where I worked in the infectious disease and infection control.
So when you said you retired, how many years did you work as a nurse?
30-some.
Oh, 30-some.
30-some,
Okay.
yes.
So you had a real career.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's the only career I've ever had. All of my life, I've always worked as a nurse.
Yeah.
In some category or another.
So where did you live when you were going to, let's say, Long Beach or Chapman?
I lived in Long Beach.
You lived in Long Beach.
I've lived in Long Beach from the time I arrived in 1972 until 5 years ago, 6 years ago when I retired. And my husband and I moved here to Laguna Woods.
Okay. So now you're here.
Now I'm here. We're here. Yes.
And what brought you here?
We were looking for a retirement community where we could literally retire and feel safe and secure. And my husband had previously lived in a retirement community up in Big Bear. And he suggested that we look into a retirement community like Laguna Woods or Leisure World. And so we got ourselves a real estate agent and we went on the hunt for a retirement community, and that's how we ended up here in Laguna Woods.
So you fell in love with Laguna Woods?
Yes, we did. We did.
What about it that made you make that choice?
Well, one of the things that really attracted me was the greenery, the landscaping, the trees, and the close community, living close to your neighbors.
Right.
Just a really, in the city, the big city, there's a lot of noise.
Right.
And one of the things that we discovered is that it's very quiet here.
Yes.
And we love that.
Good.
We love the quietness. We love the little forestry-like look. We loved having someone take care of us, especially with landscape
Right.
and maintenance. We were done with cutting yards and hiring gardeners and having to be home when the gardeners came to open the backyard gate. So a lot of the amenities, and also I'd done some reading on Laguna Woods as well in terms of what some of the other things that are offered, like the swimming pools and the gyms. Everything is just so well provided.
Great, great. So are you involved in any activities here in Laguna Woods? I
am. Currently, I'm first vice president for the third mutual board.
Oh.
So I'm serving on the third board. I'm president of the African American Heritage Club.
Wow.
And I think that's pretty much as I can handle right now.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a lot of responsibility and keep you quite busy.
It does. It keeps me very busy. And I still have time to wake up early in the morning and go for a nice leisurely walk. Or sometimes in the afternoon, if I want to go to the pool, I can go to the pool, sit in the jacuzzi for a while.
Now, you have 2 children?
I have 2 children, yes.
And how old are they now?
Oh, Lord. My son, I think they're in their 40s. So my son is 44 and my daughter is 43.
And they live in the area?
No, my son lives in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
And my daughter lives in Bremerton, Washington.
Any grandkiddies?
I have 3.
3.
3. My granddaughter is in her 2nd year of dentistry at Boston School of Dentistry.
Wow.
And my oldest grandson is attending Morgan State. He's in the marching band.
Yeah.
And the youngest grandson graduates in May of this year in Wisconsin.
Okay. You keep in touch with them?
All the time, all the time. We talk very frequently.
You do FaceTime or?
FaceTime, yes. They love FaceTime. They're very tech savvy.
Yeah.
So they would prefer FaceTiming.
So now we got to know a little bit about you and your background and so on. Can you tell us a little bit about Black History Month?
Well, this is very exciting. Black History Month is the month of February, the entire month. And it's a time where we acknowledge and honor the contributions of African Americans to the United States of America. So we celebrate in all forms for the whole month of February.
And what kind of activities are there?
Lots of activities that every year Santa Ana has a Black History Month parade. So we have in the past participated in the parade with the African American Heritage Club.
So I'm coming here at this parade, it's very special people. And I'm with one of the Buffalo Soldiers. They're all around us here today. And sir, tell us who you are and exactly, for those that don't know, what you're all about.
I am Trooper J.M. Collins, 10th Cavalry, United States Army, Buffalo Soldiers. We represent 10th Cavalry. Buffalo Soldiers came about 1867. They fought in every U.S. battle from frontier wars all the way through World War II and even Vietnam.
Yes.
We are here in Anaheim and to participate in Black History Parade. First time here, we're having a ball.
Yes. Now, there's a very specific exhibit set up for you all at the museo,
Yes.
And you were one of the ones that helped orchestrate it.
Yes, we have my particular unit. We have, I want to say, 4 exhibits in the museum. We have an authentic chuck wagon that the Buffalo Soldiers introduced back in the 1800s. We have what is called the Fallen Trooper Memorial, which is a trooper who was shot and killed by dog soldiers from the Cheyenne Nation. So we have his items there that he wore. His body is now being transported by rail back to Gator Creek, Georgia, for military honors and burial.
All right, welcome to the city of Anaheim.
Hi.
Great. How about the Black History Parade?
We're very excited to be here. It's so nice. The community's really welcoming. We're very happy to be here today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Chargers, is this Chargers or
Yeah.
Charger Children?
Yes, sir. No, it's been an awesome event, man. We're proud to be a part of it, and the community is great. Everybody came out, great show up. Yes,
Have you
sir.
had a chance to go over and see the cultural fair that's going on across the street there?
No, not yet, not yet. We have to get over there today, though, for sure.
All right.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
to Anaheim.
Thank you.
All right. Go
Thank
Chargers.
you. Thank you, go Chargers.
Thank you, sir. All right.
I think this parade is amazing. It's bringing our communities together, not just African Americans, but Hispanics, Latinas, Asians, everyone from all around our world, and it's bringing us together in one and what we need in this time right now.
Also, last year, the city of Laguna Woods recognized our 5 years of existence, the African American Heritage Club in Laguna Woods. So we've been issued a proclamation recognizing February as Black History Month in the city of Laguna Woods.
Wow.
And we do a lot of other stuff with the African American Heritage Club. We do stuff like show historical movies. Last year we watched the Underground Railroad. In the years past we've watched the Tuskegee Airmen. Stories that highlight some of the African Americans' contributions to the America and to the world.
So are residents here invited to go to these like movies and things?
Absolutely, absolutely. We put an announcement in the Globe. We make flyers and we distribute flyers to the clubhouses, and everyone is always invited. We basically say what movie we're going to be watching, and we generally have a potluck where we have a little bit of food, and we watch the movie and we celebrate with playing some games sometimes, or just fellowshipping with our fellow neighbors.
So how many people currently belong to the organization?
Currently, the African American Heritage Club, I believe the number is 32 actual members. And we meet monthly, and we celebrate something every month in terms of African American heritage.
Wow. It sounds like it could be very educational.
It is, and we try and have some form of education at every meeting.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and actually our motto for the club is, we call it ACE, A-C-E, where we acknowledge the African American contributions, we celebrate the contributions, and we do a little bit of educating so that people that come to our meetings have some education about the African American contribution.
So last December, you celebrated Kwanzaa.
Yes.
And can you say something about that?
Kwanzaa is, yes, I can, thank you. So we talked about Kwanzaa in terms of, Kwanzaa is a time of celebration after Christmas and right up to New Year's. And it's a 7-day time period where we honor the principles of Kwanzaa. Which are education, prosperity. You're going to put me on the spot. I'm trying to think of what they are. Love, economics, and I can't think of what the other.
Okay,
but
well,
there are 7 principles that we celebrate one day honoring Kwanzaa.
One day for each principle.
Yes.
Okay. Very nice. Are any presents involved in that?
With Kwanzaa, it's not so much for giving gifts as it is for celebrating our culture, celebrating the heritage, and celebrating with food and the harvest.
Right.
With foods. People
Okay.
will often go visit someone and they'll bring them a dish, whether it be a pie or sweet potato pie or a pot roast or something symbolic for the celebration.
So it sounds like it's very compassionate
Yes.
for the community.
Absolutely. And it's not just for the African American community, it's for the community at large, for the world
Okay.
community at large.
Okay. So your club, is it going to have particular activities for the community?
For this month, for Black History Month, past we've had stuff like, last year we had someone from the Orange County Library come and brought a selection of books from the library, specifically African American authors.
Oh, okay.
And so they came and they set up in the clubhouse. They also set people up to get library cards for people that wanted library cards and didn't have them. They signed people up to get library cards. And we're expecting to invite them back again so that they have a program where they assist people in getting electronic books. And so we want to invite them back again to help people set up with ebooks.
Okay, so
from the library.
and so you distribute those?
Distribute the books.
Yeah.
Well, you're able to go online and get books online.
Oh, okay.
The way they have it set up.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And that was a big successful event for us.
So we talked yesterday. We came by your house and we talked a little bit about having some foods that are generic to your culture, and maybe we could partake in those.
Well, yes. Some of the foods that are pretty prominent in the African American community, I have to say, we don't eat that way hardly anymore. Our diets are very modest now, for obvious reasons, for health reasons, and for weight management.
Right.
Because historically, when I grew up, we ate a lot of fried foods. I grew up on a farm,
Sure.
so we ate lots of pork and we ate lots of fried food because that's how we ate. And
Right.
so as years have gone by and we try to maintain a more healthier lifestyle, we've modified the way we prepare a lot
Okay.
of the foods. We just don't eat them in the way they were traditionally prepared.
Right. Okay. So what have you prepared for us today?
Well, I prepared some black-eyed peas and some okra.
Okay. So maybe we could bring them out and taste.
Sure, absolutely. I'd love to share.
Well, Annie, this is my favorite part of these interviews is talking about food. And can you tell us a little bit about what was on your table when you were growing up at your farm?
What was on my table? Oh, it's going to make you really hungry.
Okay.
So we would start off, some mornings it would be grits with gravy and fried chicken and scrambled eggs for breakfast.
Sounds hearty.
Yeah, for lunch or dinner we would have fried chicken or pork chops or ham, collard greens, cabbage greens, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes,
Wow.
the whole gamut.
Did you have any particular dessert?
Well, yes. My mother used to make blackberry cobblers and peach pies and apple pies
okay.
and yum, 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 all
Yum,
delicious
yum.
stuff. And
My mouth
make
is
cakes.
watering.
Yes.
And so what did you grow on your farm that fed the family?
We grew on the farm, in terms of livestock, we grew cattle and pigs and chickens.
Okay.
In terms of other stuff, we grew peas, corn, peanuts, tomatoes, potatoes, sweet potatoes, white potatoes. Pretty much any vegetable that was edible, we grew it. Turnip greens, collard greens, cabbage, radishes, the whole gamut.
Wow. So, since you grew your own food and had your own animals, it sounds like food was not a problem even though you come from a very large family.
You're right. There was always food on the table. Always food
Right.
on the table.
Right.
And if you were hungry and there wasn't any food on the table, we just go out in the field and pick a potato or pick a tomato or something and eat it right there.
Out in the field.
Out in the field. You go out to a peach tree and grab a peach, or we find a neighbor with an apple tree or a pear tree, and we go out and get a pear or plums. So there was always seasonal. There was always food.
Right.
And during the time when in wintertime, my mother would can food so that we would always have food. So in the summertime, the harvest that we grew, my mother would can the food so we'd have stuff to last us through the winter.
Did you and the neighbors exchange food? I mean, somebody had something on their farm that you would like, and you had something on your farm that they would like? Is there some sharing going on?
There was some of that, like for instance, my dad, we grew peanuts. And so not all of the neighbors grew peanuts. So we would share the peanuts with them. And they would have like a pecan tree that grew lots of pecans. So they would give us pecans. So
Pecan pie.
Pecan pies, yes.
So we have a couple dishes in front of us here. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about what it is, what they are?
What I prepared is a very simple dish, black-eyed peas, which is something very, very common in the African-American community. We normally, a lot of us will cook black-eyed peas on New Year's Day. It's a very, very common tradition that we do. So we make black-eyed peas on New Year's Day. And the thought behind that is it will bring you luck for the rest of the year, bring you good luck for the rest of the year.
That's kind of a superstition, right?
Yes, wives' tale or something
Yeah,
like
wives'
that.
tale.
But they are delicious, so black-eyed peas are good anytime.
Good.
And the other dish that I prepared was some okra. And there are different ways of preparing okra. The more common way is fried. And as I mentioned earlier, we don't do a lot of fried foods anymore. So I'll just have some steamed okra, which goes very well with black-eyed peas. Just mix it together. And you've got a yummy, yummy dish.
Annie, thank you so much for inviting us into your home. It's been very informative, and we appreciate the couple dishes that you prepared, and giving us an opportunity to get to know who you are, and giving us information about your culture and Black History Month, and maybe I'll have a taste of these dishes over here.